Hi everyone. I'm happy that I can meet you today. I just came and I was stuck in the security check. Just arrived, so not about to cancel it. We'll make this. So, how's your preparation for midterm? Okay, like my preparation for this discussion section exactly. So let's start. So I will go through some concepts in the scheduling and to review the midterm. Stop me if you have any questions. So if you have like 4 assignments, 2 midterms, 2 projects with tight deadlines, so what's the best way to do your work? Usually there is no one correct answer. You will find multiple correct answers for this, and it's based on your priorities and your goals. For example, I would like to learn this topic more. Let's focus here. I don't care if I fail in one class, for example. So you put priorities in your studying, right? The same as tasks and the scheduler. A lot of schedulers are good. Some of them are good here. Some of them are good there. Advantages, disadvantages based on your needs or the OS needs. Let me show this. So let's put some notation. I follow the same notations in the lectures. If you have some tasks, T1 to Tn, N is the number of the tasks. We say that T is the period if it's periodic task. So every period you need to execute one. You need to execute the task one time. And there is arrival time. This arrival time means someone asks now to do the task. For example, the task is doing some stuff when you receive a toggle on one of the bins. This is the arrival time of the task. So we say it's RI, arrival. CI, usually it's the worst execution time for the task. DI is the deadline. You need to finish execution within the deadline. LI is the laxity or slack. It's usually the remaining time before the deadline is about to finish. So, if I give you some LI value, can you tell if I met the deadline or not? If I give you some LI. Yes, all of you agree on this? So if Li is greater than 0, means you still have some extra time before the deadline. If it's 0, you just made it. There is Fi, which is when you finish execution of the task. Do you know what I mean by absolute here? Why I put absolute? Hardware time? No. Okay. Any other idea? Why I wrote here absolute? Why I didn't write absolute beside deadline, for example? So you are saying deadline is not absolute, right? If it's not absolute, what should I call the deadline then? My question: why I wrote here absolute? What should I write here? Should I write absolute or should I write something else? Relative, yeah. Relative means it's like something like this. Relative to the start. Absolute means if I tell you 1 p.m., 1 p.m. it's the absolute time. If I tell you 1 hour, after 1 hour it's a relative time. So arrival and finish, usually we give them as an absolute time. It arrives at 1 p.m., it arrives at 2 p.m., and so on. Others are relative, like periods or something. Maybe some people don't follow, but this is the usual trend to write them in this format. So there is something called response time. I think you already heard about this response time before. Anyone can help without reading? Without reading. Anyone can help without reading? Without reading. You insist on reading. Can you help? What's the response time? If I ask you for something and I tell you, okay, your response time is good, your response time is bad, what's this response time? I don't want you to memorize, just by intuition what response time means. Yeah, some people think about it like this. Some people say response time is the time until I give you the first out. For example, you go to the customer service. When someone starts to help, okay, this is the response time until you get something in your hand. But some people deal with response time as the whole thing until you finish. Here, we choose until you finish. So the response time here is the time from arrival to finish. Okay, should I call it CI then? Guys? Okay. 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 What's your opinion? Is there a deadline for other classes? Why all of you are opening laptops today? What happened? Is this a week for midterm? Or do you have a lot of things? Okay. As I see, all of you are opening laptop except one. So, why does it equal CI, the response time, why? Greater, why? Why is my greater than CI? Okay, this is one reason. What about the other reason? First, can it be less than CI? No, okay. So, both of you said if I start late executing, for example, you ask me for something, I think, then I start responding. So this waiting time will make CI smaller than the response time. Any other case? Exactly. If some high priority thing happens, interrupt happens while I'm in the main or something, or higher task, I may get preempted. So then the DI will be larger than the CI. So something like this. As you see, I start late. I cover the two cases here. I start late, executing task 3, and I got preempted also. So, two cases. So here I just give you example. If you have task 1, study the midterm, task 2, assignments, and task 3, prepare dinner for your friends. Okay, and now we don't want your friends to arrive while the food is not ready. So it's a critical task. So now people do analysis. Are you following, guys? Why you are focusing on the laptop? Do you understand this stuff? Okay, what's analysis? I can make it very quickly if you understand. What's analysis? scheduling analysis? Not really. Time analysis, scheduling analysis. Prof. Many already described this and talked about it. Exactly. Is it schedulable or not? Can I prepare the food for my friend given that I have midterms and assignments or not? Is this something feasible, or should I say to my friend, don't come? I have midterms. Okay? So, can I do it or not? So, and what if you decide to study midterm and solve the assignment before cooking? There is some concept called critical instance. Prof. Many already described this in the lectures. I'm not giving new information in this discussion section. So, if you already studied, you should be able to answer. What's critical instance? Okay. Anyone else have an idea? What's critical instance? How many of you try to study? Have time to study? Not really? Okay. Okay, don't worry. It's not a big deal. You can do it. So I'm trying to, here if you focus, I think I will cover most of the important stuff about scheduling, as I think this is the most tricky part, and we will solve examples. So I think if you understand everything today, you'll be almost in a good shape in most of concepts. So critical instance, Professor Mani said, I just copy here, time instant at which a request for the task will have the maximum response time, something as you said. And he also described critical time zone, time interval between a critical instant and the deadline of the corresponding request of the task. Okay, if I give you 3 tasks and I give you the period, all this information, can you tell me what's the critical instant and what's the critical time zone? How to calculate them? Should I go, or anyone can help? If I give you 3 tasks, 2 tasks, can you determine what are the critical time zone? In the lectures you already have examples. I will take one of them and elaborate on it more here. So let's see the example. Oh, okay, before I describe the example, do you know what hyper period is? Hyper period? If you have 2 tasks, one with, for example, period 2 and one with period 3, and you would like to cover all the cases, where should I stop in the time? You know, drawing the scheduler like this and take all the cases to know what's the scheduler behavior, do the analysis. Where should I stop on the time? Should I stop at period 2, 3, 4? Where should I stop? Yeah, why? Yeah, it's like the least common multiply. If it's 2 and 5, it doesn't need to be 2 multiplied by 5. For example, if it's 2 and 6, when should you stop? 6, right? At 6 already covered everything. All the cases should be covered in this hyper period. So when you are trying to get the critical instant of all this response time, you should do the hyper period to see everything, right? So let's have an example here. This is an example in the lecture. He gave you task 1 and task 2. Task 1 has a period 2 and task 2 has a period 5. And the execution time for both of them are 1, 1. and he now would like to get the critical time zone. First, what's the hyper period? 10. That's why I plot here until 10. I don't need to continue. 10 should cover everything, right? Now you said that it's related to the response time, maximum response time. So here I'm trying to do the analysis for the hyper period and see where I will suffer from the maximum response time. So hyper period is 10. So can anyone help by drawing the scheduler? If I ask you in the midterm to do the scheduler here, is this a difficult question? Should be easy, right? So if we don't mention anything like this, assume that the arrival at 0. If we mention, yeah, follow. But usually people when I stay silent like this, it means most of them arrived at 0, and the period they will keep repeating. So task 1 has higher priority, it will execute here. Then task 2 will run task 1, task 1 again. Why I didn't run task 2 here? It doesn't appear again yet, right? So and so on. So now, based on these definitions, can anyone tell me where is the critical time zone? 0? What do you mean 0? Zone should be zone, right? Not time, single value. Okay, so I need any of you think loudly. I just would like to know how you are thinking. Anyone can think loudly and tell me how. First, is this, first, this is a good, you raised a good point. Does it make sense to talk about critical time zone for task 1? It does make sense, right? So whenever it comes, it will permit everything and run. So its response time is always perfect. There is nothing called maximum and minimum. Whenever it comes, it will run. So where should we talk about critical time zone? It will be about the lower priority. So now we agreed that we are looking into task 2. And now, what you said? Yeah, so time zone, it starts at some time and end at some time. So in order to calculate so he answered already. Anyone can illustrate why he said that? Or maybe give another answer? He said from 0 to 5. You agree, disagree? He said that the zone, critical time zone, is from 0 to 5. So why you didn't say from 5 to 10? Yeah, but 5 to 10 is also 5. So why the zone is 0 to 5, not 5 to 10? No, we are talking about time 2. Task 2, not task 1. Exactly, this is the correct answer. Here, so how many, during the hyper, first you have to think logically, right? So how many times did task 2 arrive? Or the hyper period contains how many periods of task 2? 2, right? So it arrives at 0 and at 5. And you have to compare them. Don't neglect any of them. Right? Are you following? So now what's the waiting time here, or the response time here, and the response time here? From 5 to 10, it comes and it runs. And it's, why it comes and runs at the same time, given that it's lower priority? Yeah, task 1 doesn't need to run here. So it has the processor. Here it waits for task 1 to finish and it runs. That's why the critical zone is from 0 to 5, as he said. All of you are following? Why not 5 to 10? Okay. What's your question? Yeah, sure. So let's read the definition. Critical time zone of the task, time interval. So it's we are looking for interval, right? Between critical instance. What's critical instance? Yeah, I know the English is not super clear. That's why I make a big example here. So a request happens. Request means arrival time. And the arrival time suffers, or this instance suffers from long response time. So where are the two arrival times for task 2? Where does or did 0 and 5, right? And now we have to compare the response time at 0 and at 5. At 0, what's the response time? No. What's the response time definition? Response time definition is until you end, not until you start. Some people it makes sense in some other topics to make it whenever you start giving something, but here scheduling response time until you finish, okay? According to the notation that we are following. So the response time here is what? 1 here, 1. So the maximum is here. Now, time and so we now know the start. Where is the end? The end is at the deadline. Where is the deadline? That's 5. So it's from 0 to 5. So we have only two options here, 0 to 5 or 5 to 10. There is no third option. Do you agree? You have to consider the hyper period. As the hyper period, consider all the cases. Okay?
So if the deadline is finished by 2, right? It needs the first, he completes the first T2 by 2. So why shouldn't we take it as 2 and main? Why aren't we taking it as 5? This is the next instance of that.
So what do you want to?
So why is it because 9 on the task not 2 and why is it 5?
Because he said it starts at the critical instance, and if you look at the critical instance definition, it's the arrival time. The arrival time that suffers from the maximum response. So we have only two arrival times, either 0 or 5, no third option. Which one suffers for more? 0. And what's the end for this zone is the deadline. The deadline is 5. So there is only two options.
Is time 5 a critical instance? It have, in order to be a critical instance, doesn't there have to be something higher priority that arises?
Yeah, there is no suffering in response, maximum response time. The maximum response time is here, not here. So it's not. Okay, should I move forward? So now, utilization. Anyone remember what utilization is? I'm sure you know. So someone will say something. So what's utilization? Yes, how much time you are making use of the CPU. It's not idle, right? And you have in the lecture upper bound for the utilization, and it follows this formula. What's N here? Number of tasks. So if this if statement, so if we are less than this, so for sure there is a scheduler that can satisfy us, right? But if it's not, what does it mean that we cannot schedule it? Yeah, but without doing anything. Is this check useful in this case or not? Cannot say anything, right? Can you give me example for something that break this formula or this upper bound and it's still and still you can schedule it? Any example in your mind? Just easy example for two tasks. How are you thinking? How are you trying to break the formula? What's the easy way to break the formula? Are you trying to substitute and trying different tasks and substitute within, or what are you trying to do? Do you understand the question, sir? So all of you understand this if statement? So, okay, let me ask you. If there is a scheduler for sure, what's the name of this scheduler? Or what's the name of this scheduler that can do it for sure? Can you give me the name for this scheduler? It's already in the lecture. It's called optimal scheduler. Whenever something is, whenever there is some set of tasks that can be executed, he can do it for sure. This is the meaning of optimal. So now back to my question. I would like to break the formula. Means that the U will be greater than this, and it's still schedulable. You can do it. So how to break the formula? Okay, give me example. Exactly. Don't look at the formula less than, okay, if it's 2 to the power 1 over 2, I don't have a calculator. No. Think in an easier direction as they did. Let's make it 100%. You have two tasks. Two tasks like this, and the utilization is 100%. One is running here and two is running here. We broke it, and this is still scheduled. So here I am giving an example for the else. Don't get confused. So if it's else, does it mean that it does not mean that you cannot do it? No. If it's else, I cannot say anything. It's not useful anymore. This test is not useful. It will not tell you anything. But if it's lower, now I am sure that it will be scheduled. Some optimal scheduler will do it. Are you following? Just I will talk later about this. This is theorem 3. This upper bound is for fixed priority schedule. I will talk later about it. Just keep in mind it's not for all types of schedulers. So here a trivial example. So you have task 1 with period 2, task 2 with period 5. Easy substitution, 1 over 2. Why 1 over 2? Yeah, T1 over C1 plus T2 over C2, right? So, sorry, C over T plus T over T. So 1 plus over 2 plus 1 over 5.7, the upper bound is 0.8, so it's for sure scheduled. In this case, this test is useful. Okay, now how to schedule task sets. We will go into the types. There is some of them called static or fixed scheduler, dynamic scheduler, mixed scheduler. Anyone remember from the lecture the difference? For most cases, I know beforehand, right? It's not about knowledge beforehand. I can know beforehand in both cases. Exactly. This is for example, you know the task will keep repeating. If it's for all the periods forever, it has the same priority, it's called fixed. If it's, for example, in period 1 has higher priority and then in period 2 it has lower priority, it's called dynamic. Maybe some of them has fixed and some of them has dynamic. It's called fixed. It's called mixed. So, are you following? Now, rate monotonic priority assignment. Anyone remember what's this? What's rate monotonic? Sorry? The deadline should be? Deadline equals the period. What does that mean? What I am asking, this is a scheduler. What the scheduler will do to schedule the task? The scheduler will assign priorities. How this rate monotonic will assign priorities? This is my question. Yeah. So it's, you can say it like this, or say it's monotonically decreasing with the period. If the period is high, the priority is low, and so on. It's optimal among the static or fixed priority schedules. So, can anyone explain this theorem in the lectures? Why no other fixed priority assignment can schedule a task if rate monotonic priority assignment cannot schedule it? Why? Why he is sure like this? This is a very strong statement, right? He is saying no other fixed priority assignment can schedule the task if rate monotonic cannot do it. Why he is saying this? So what? Why? But I can give you corner cases or whatever to break this. Why? I cannot see it from your words. Your words are correct, but I cannot see it. You should give me more strong answers. Because rate monotonic is an optimal scheduler. Optimal scheduler means whenever there is a schedule, I have a hard time pronouncing this. Whenever there is a set that can be scheduled, he can do it for sure. He is optimal. That's why if no other fixed priority assignment can schedule a task, if rate monotonic cannot schedule it, because rate monotonic is an optimal guy. Who would be better than the optimal guy? You understand? You got it? Your answer is correct, but just I would like, it's proved by math, everything, it's an optimal guy. as optimal means, sorry? Sorry? Yeah, it has a proof. So, do you want to go to the proof? No, alright. So it's proved that it's optimal. No, you don't need it. You don't need it. So, it's like the student who is ranked 1 for all his life. He's an optimal guy. He can do it. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a good question. Does optimal mean that he can do it? What do you mean by quickest? Quickest means less response time? Less response time for which? For task 1, for task 3, for task 2? So that's why they didn't mention this. They say it can be scheduled or not. Comparison, if I would like to compare, I need to know your needs. As I give you examples, midterms, assignments, your friends. I may prefer my friends. I don't care about assignments. So it's based on your needs. Some schedule will give higher priority to your friends and do it better. It's based on your goals and priorities.
So all means is if it can be scheduled in time, it always will.
Exactly. It can do the job before the deadline. So now I will get you confused. Did you notice in the slide there is some algorithm for called hyperbolic bound for rate monotonic? Do you remember the algorithm? Do you remember hearing this word before? Okay, it's this algorithm. Let me open it. I think I have. I didn't put it in the slide, but I just described. So it's this guy. So I'm trying. I will give you example how to go through this algorithm. Any one of you tried in home with any example to run this algorithm? Anyone understand it? It's confusing. So writing is not enough. You have to try it by your hand. Otherwise, you will not understand it. So I will describe it. You may get lost. You have to try by your hand when you go home. Okay? You may think that you understand it, but if I ask you after 2 hours to do it, you will be lost. So try to do it by your hand. Maybe 2-3 times, and you will not forget it after that. Just do it by your hand. Okay? Not that difficult. Just looks difficult. Do you want to take a break before we start in this? Okay, let's take 5 minutes or 7 minutes. We took until now one test to know if the task set is schedulable or no. Schedulable or no. What was the test? No, the test. What was the test? Utilization less than whatever to something, right? So now we would like to see another test or another analysis way to see if we can do these tasks or no. As an intuition, what the test should do? If you have deadline and you have response time. Let's assume the deadline is the period as a special case. If the response time is greater than the period, that means you couldn't do it, right? You agree? So I would like you to have intuition about the equation that we are trying to do now. Professor Manny already gave you the intuition and the slides, and he described that in the lecture, how to do that, and how to get intuition about the test. So I should expect the test to check if the response time is greater than or less the period. If it's more than the period, it means I cannot do it. If it's less than the period, I can do it. Is it for only one task or for all tasks? All tasks, right? So I showed you the algorithm, right, before the break. It's not optimal. The optimal cannot do it. It's not schedulable. The optimal can do it as long as it's not a crazy thing. I cannot study midterm and prepare dinner and study assignment in 1 hour. This is crazy thing. Optimal guy will not deal with this. The perfect student cannot do this, right? It has to make some sense. For example, 1 hour for something, 1 hour for something, 1 hour for something should fulfill all the requirements. Then the optimal can do it. Do you got me? So these are the two main equations that you need to know. Are the response time. We are trying to calculate the response time for each task. It's a recursive equation. As you see, not sure, I think here should be Ri plus 1. No? Not sure. No, I think no. Okay, so it's a recursive equation. We will see how we apply it. We will start by initial value for the response time. In the lectures, you got the intuition about this. Anyone remember? You got the intuition about the response time. Okay, forgot about the equation. You went to the exam, you don't have the cheat sheet, and you forgot the equation. Can anyone think about the response time for the task? First, if it's higher, the highest priority, what's the response time? It's C, right? Now, if it's the second priority, which means there is only one task has higher priority than it, can you expect the shape of the response time or? Sorry? C1? What's 1? Why? Maybe why not my CI? I am process number 2. The intuition say the response time should be my C plus something. As for sure the response time is less than, more than or equal the execution time. Do you agree? So more than or equal the execution time of which task? Task 1 or task 2? If I'm calculating the response time for task 2. So it should be the execution time of which task? Yeah, but no, I'm trying to cut the problem into sub-problems. We said that the response time should be before the period. Now we are trying to get some easy thing. The response time should be at least equal the execution time. I cannot, if the task is taking 1 hour, I cannot give you response time faster than 1 hour. Do you agree? So the response time should be for task I equal Ci, my execution time, plus the higher guys who interrupt me. You agree? No, I'm calculating now for task 2. So it should be C2 plus something. Why only one? Maybe it can be interrupt me 100 times. Yeah, how many times does it interrupt me? How can I know? Exactly, depends on the periods, my period and your period. So if it does this summation make sense? HP mean higher priority. So the people who interrupt me. So I am looping over the people who are higher priority than me. If it's the highest priority, this summation equal to 0. And the response time will equal the execution time. Does this make sense? Okay, now, so for the highest priority, I'm taking only CI for the highest priority task. Right? Now, if it's the second task, I have now my execution time, which is the C2 plus the interruption from task 1, right? But how many times does task 1 interrupt me? It depends on the period. If, for example, my period as a task 2 is 100, but task 1 period is 20, so it will interrupt me so many times. So I should see here the execution time of the people who are higher priority than me multiplied by the number of times. And this number of times represents how many times will they appear on my period. Do you agree? So let's try with this example. Anyone can help in following these, in applying this algorithm to this example? Just we are solving 1 now. Forget about 2. So, and we are trying to get the worst execution time for task 1, 2, 3. Anyone can help? Exactly, it's a CI. Whenever it comes, it will run and go home. So for task 1, as he said, R1 equal 2. Do you agree? Which is following this equation, just the initial and we will stop. By the way, what's the stopping condition? Repeat until this recursion gives the same answer. Let's see. So task 1 is this one. Now task 2, anyone can help? Just apply the 2 equations. Sorry? Okay, what I am trying to do now? What's the question? What I am trying to find now? I am trying to find R2. What's R2? The response time of task 2. Right? Now how to calculate it? First start with initial thing. So for task 2, R2 will start with 1. Right? Then R2 This is the iteration number. This is the task number. This is the task number. 2 is the task number. 0, 1, 2 is the iteration number. We stop when the two iterations give the same answer. Okay, let's do it. Initially it's 1, which is C, as shown in this equation. Then let's try to run this line. 1, which is the C, plus the higher priority guys. Who are the higher priority guys? How many higher priority guys I have? Only one task. And I'm trying to do R over T. R for who? R for 2, right? Which is 1 from the previous version, from the previous iteration. It's not R for task 1. Take care of the J here. The J is for the guys who are higher priority. So here I have three values or 3 terms. R, T, C. The T and C are for which tasks? For which tasks? For the tasks who are higher priority than me. And then for the R, it's for me. Does this make sense? Why? Yeah, but why it's not R, J?
Because you need to know the ratio of the time that is being interrupted. You need to compare the response.
I need to know how many times they interrupt me. So I should expect my time and their time in the equation and divide to know, for example, if it's 10 times and they appear 5 times, they appear every 2 seconds, they will appear 5 times. So I should see some division, how many times did they appear. Following? Are you following? So, what's 1 over 6? 1/4. So 1 from here, right? And 6 for T1 and C for okay. It will be 3. Then for the next time, why here? Yeah, anyone can tell? What this sign means? It's in math, if we do it like this, what's the difference between like this and like this? Yeah, upper or lower? This will give 1 over 6. Take it upper, it will be 1. So 1 plus 1 times 2, it will be 3. Right? If it's lower, it will be 0 here, and it will be 1. So the equation here has upper like roof. So now why here I put 3? The previous R, right? Okay, I need someone now to go on the board and do for task 3. It's time for me to sit down. Anyone can go and do it for task 3 on the board? Just try. Anyone?
Just shout at me when I make a mistake.
You stop when they give the same answer. Maybe try to do it in on papers yourself also and compare. Yeah, they will compare with you. Try to do it in your paper, in your
Where? Oh, thank you.
okay, thank you. Anyone agree? Anyone disagree? So do you think these are schedulable tasks or not?
Are they what?
Can you schedule these tasks or not? Why? For which task? Exactly. So let's see. Here first, this is the stopping condition, as you can see. 3, 3, and here is the stopping condition. Let's see this on task 3. Start by 2. As you can see, then 2 plus the tasks which are higher than me. So I should see here 2, 2 without doing anything, because 2, 2 is for me, for task 2. So I should see here 2, 2. And then these 1 and 3, these 2 and 6 for other people. Okay? So here 1, 3, and here 2, 6 equal 5. Then take 5, 5. It will be 6, then 6. So, trivial question, why here I have 3 terms and here I have only 2 terms? Yeah, task 3 has two other tasks who interrupted. So I have to consider interruption from 2 other tasks, right? The same for task 1, no one interrupted, so no other terms, only 1 term, right? Now let's do it like this. It will be 1.5 and instead of 1. And here, if you look here at the table, task 2, the execution is 1. I just make it 1.5. Here it will be 3.5, 3.5. And here it will be 12, 12. You cannot schedule. Sorry, I should put here T3. Yeah, but here I ask in the question to do the worst case execution analysis, right? Okay. Anyone have a problem with this? you will not help your friend. If he come to your home, you will not prepare dinner for him. We have 3 tasks. If you remember, we start by 3 tasks: assignment, project, and your friend. And now you would like to kick out 1 task. You change the problem. Do you agree?
Even if I kick out task 3, I still can't finish task 2.
Now you answer the first point, that it's based on your needs. You don't care about your friend. You don't care about midterm. Okay, you change the problem. But if you care about 3 of them, no, you cannot solve it. You agree? Where? Stop where? Yeah, but oh, this is the question you are asking? Oh no, here I ask to calculate for all tasks. Just to let you practice it. But sure, yeah, you can stop. Now, earliest deadline first. Do you remember this scheduler from the lecture? From the name, what the name means.
Whoever has the deadline.
Yeah, easier than the rate monotone. I borrow some nice, so it's serve people who are in rush. Earliest deadline first. Whoever have close deadline, give him higher priority. That's it. So here another example. This is the C, execution time. The T and D are the same. The period and the T are the same. Now all of them start here. I borrow some animation from Professor Elsa. I like the animation. I will share you the BBTX to enjoy the animation at home because I like this animation. So now, who should run first here at time 0? Who has higher priority? T1. You see the animation? Cool. So now this means it's in the queue. It needs to run, okay? So he runs T1 and now you have T2 and T3. Which one should run? T2. And now the remaining is T3, but some nice guy shows up in the middle. Would it interrupt it or no? Why? Which one has higher priority? When is the next deadline? When is the next deadline for this guy when he comes? It comes at 4 and it will come again at 8. So the deadline is 8, right? Stop or interrupt? Just continue or interrupt? Now this guy shows up. However, it will continue. Now this guy also shows up. So he has 2 now. 2 of them. Which one should run? T1, why? Because T2 is at 10 and this guy at 8. So he will do this. Do you agree? Is it easy? Should I play it from the beginning to enjoy the animation again? Is it difficult? It's easy, right? Yeah. See who is need to be has a short like closest deadline. It's from the name. Earliest deadline first. That's it. The rule is the same. Yes. So this guy is optimal scheduling algorithm. So if there is a scheduler for a set of real-time tasks, EDS can schedule it, as EDS is an optimal guy.
So is this the one that if you're halfway through a task and you realize that now there's something else that's deadline or that has less time to do, you know, switch to the other task now?
Yeah, you can interrupt. We assume that you ask about primitive or not, right? Primitive mean you can stop it and run. Yeah, here we assume you can interrupt.
Beyond that, it says, you know, last for the task you aren't running, it's constantly getting smaller, but it's not changing for the task you are running. At some point, a different task can have a last be lower than the task you're still running.
You are taking the decision at each time step. Don't confuse yourself. At each time step, if I got your question correctly, at each time step, you look who has a listed line, run him. That's it. Is this answer your question? No, right? So, are you good? Okay. I'm good also. So I'm done. So, I finished early. So, do you have any questions?
You're told that the priority is static when you look for RMS and there's nothing of that sort in the
Comparing them, I can show you. There is comparing them is like yeah, it's extra thing, but yeah, some of them are good and something. Yeah, this is priorities, dynamic. Yeah, so it's just if you would like to compare. I can add this slide to you if you like it. It's from not sure which university it is. Michael, I'm not sure. So anyway, so do you have any other questions? Okay, should we stop here then? Okay, ping me if you have any